students, welcome back. It's Plankton Week. We've been learning about the different types of plankton. We now know that there are zooplankton and phytoplankton, and we've also learned about diatoms and dinoflagellates. I'm now going to show you here how scientists go about collecting plankton. As you know, plankton are microscopic. They're small. They can only usually be seen with a microscope. So I have here our plankton net. The plankton net that we have here is quite a small plankton net. There are larger plankton net that actual scientists use in the field. Some are the size of cars, as you see here on my left. And there's also, there's many different types of plankton nets. There's some that are side by side, as you can see right here as well. And there's also some that are meant to do plankton trawls at different depths. This one right here, as you'll see in the video, tends to stay on the surface of the ocean where it collects specific types of plankton. If we were to add weight to our plankton net, it would drop it a little bit deeper, okay? And you're probably gonna find different types of plankton at different depths of the ocean. So check that out. So I want you to think of it like spaghetti, okay? What we do here with this plankton net is you trawl it or drag it behind a boat in the ocean. And what happens is the water comes through here, and in this little jar at the end, the plankton are collected. This plankton net is an extremely small, thin net. So if you look right here, you can see it almost just looks, it really doesn't look like a net at all, but it is a very fine net. And what happens is the water can get out, okay, but the plankton can't. And so what you have here after trawling this plankton net in the water is you'll get plankton collecting here in this jar. And when you're done, you take it out, you unscrew it, and what you find in here is your plankton. What you're ready to watch now is a video of myself out in the field in the Gulf of Mexico, about 12 miles off the coast, using this exact plankton net right here and doing what's known as a plankton trawl, which is essentially dragging this plankton net using a rope behind a boat to collect plankton. I did this for probably about 15 minutes, and some of those samples of plankton that I collected we have here in the classroom. Okay, here we are. This is Mr. Standard coming to you live, approximately 12 nautical miles off of Panacea, Florida. You look out here, we got a pretty flat day, beautiful day, a little warm, but we are out here trying to catch some snapper and grouper, but we also have another technique that we are going to try and work on today, and that is we're trying to catch plankton. And so you can see here we got the plankton net, we got a good knot tied on the plankton net, and you can see the fine mesh in the collection jar here, very, very fine, so it will allow those plankton to kind of collect in this jar. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to twist it up, make sure that's tight, and I'm going to kind of let it go, and we're going to drag this and do a little plankton trawl. So again, we're out here about 12 nautical miles off Panacea, getting ready to deploy the plankton net. We're in about 40 feet of water, and we're going to take some collect some samples to see what we can get. Do you think there's plankton out here? I believe there is. I believe there is. Plankton are microscopic organisms that move up and down vertically in the water column, and they tend to be towards the surface at night for the most part, especially zooplankton, but during the day, phytoplankton, being the plant-like plankton, they need sun to photosynthesize, so they're going to be up at the top of the water column. Now, that's not to say they're not zooplankton at the top of the water column right now during the day. In fact, that's probably what you're going to get to see with your naked eye as you observe the plankton that we collect. So, can we get a shot of the plankton net in tow? Okay, and what's our time? Okay, this is June 19th at 1:50 p.m. Eastern time. 40 foot of water,
like I said, about 11 miles off of Panacea. We'll see what we get.
All right, so we're now back in the classroom, and after completing the plankton trawl that you just observed, I now have our samples of plankton here in this jar. Now, some of these plankton are phytoplankton or plants, and some of them are zooplankton. Now again, just by looking at them like this, you probably can't tell what they are, and that's why we do have a handy dandy microscope where we can put some drops of this water under the microscope and observe the plankton and be able to determine what type of plankton we've caught using our trawl. So again, something that is microscopic, when you're using this plankton net, you gather enough plankton to where you can actually see them with the naked eye. But to actually observe their true characteristics, you would want to use the microscope. So that's what we're getting ready to look at now. What you're seeing off to my left is some examples of the planktons that we have here in this jar using our microscope. Notice some of their features. Which ones do you think are phytoplankton? Which ones do you think are zooplankton?